Good morning. As Mary said, I am short, so I have to move this microphone down a little bit more. My name's Carrie Bowmaster. I serve as the York County Managing Attorney. I also serve as Deputy Director for Operations at MidPenn. Can't hear me. I'll step this way. Thank you. I'm here to talk about MidPenn. We often describe ourselves as the emergency room to legal services. As has been said, you're not entitled to an attorney in civil cases. So many times people come in and they're really upset because they have a civil issue going on. They're about to lose income, housing, their families, and they really need help. That's the gap we're trying to bridge. We also refer to all of the people you're hearing about today, and we all try to work together. We do have eligibility guidelines. We are at 125% of poverty. Oops, I forgot to sorry. 125% of the poverty guidelines for most cases. We can, in some instances, go higher, up to 200%. And we do representation in court for protection from abuse without regard to income. While we're talking today about York County, I think it's important to understand that MidPenn covers 18 counties. This slide shows you the area that we cover. What we often find is just because somebody is in York County, that doesn't mean that their legal problem is just in York County. So we do cover a lot of our neighboring counties and are able to help others in other counties. What do? We educate, we negotiate, we litigate. What does that really mean? Well, we're out here, we do talks, we'll give speeches to those topics that you may want to talk about. Sometimes we're calling people and negotiating. And lastly, we're in court. We see the judges, we see everybody. And what areas do we cover? Consumer law is one of our areas, and I also realize now that the slide is probably not readable, but underneath it talks about the different topics that we do in consumer law, including debt collection, repossessions, bankruptcy, sheriff's sales, utility terminations. Housing law is one of our most requested areas. Again, list the different things we do, but I wanted to give you an example of a case where we were able to help a client. So client signed a lease end of May, walked through the home with the rental agent and pointed out some problems that needed to be fixed. Moved in June, the problems still weren't fixed. Called, was told the problems would be taken care of. Continued this pattern until August when they decided not to pay their rent because they were having very serious problems. Lights falling down, water seeping through the kitchen in the areas where they were trying to cook. The landlord then filed to evict them from the home. They came to MidPenn and we were able to attend the hearing with them. Interestingly, the day before the hearing, our client's boyfriend's foot went through the hall in front of the bathroom to give you some idea of the kinds of issues that were going on in this home. Through our help, we were able to convince the judge that this home wasn't really livable for the amount of money they were to pay rent. And so the clients walked out of the hearing with a lower judgment and the ability to pay off that judgment. And then we negotiated with the agent and got them out of their one-year lease so that they could move to a nicer home that they had already located, but remain in good standing with the rental agency they were working with, because unfortunately, most of the homes in York are rented through rental agencies, and once you get a negative, it becomes harder and harder to find a home. Family law. It takes in a lot of areas, and it is also one of our most requested items. Custody is probably one of the highest areas, and I think everybody that's been up here pretty much has talked about dealing with custody in some sort. It's families, it's how it goes. I apologize, my mouth is dry today. We have a lot of different ways that we try to address custody. We have clinics, we have pro bono, working with the Bar Association to have private attorneys represent individuals without a charge. We do handle protection from abuse cases. We don't start them. So if somebody comes to us needing protection, we send them to the courthouse, to the PFA office. The PFA office directly refer people to us by giving them a sheet of paper, and then we handle those cases. Supportive benefits, things like unemployment compensation. When somebody stops, is unable to continue to work, we also handle public benefits, such as food stamps, assistance. Employment law, we do expungements. Coming up here in December, we will be doing a driver's license clinic where we will be helping people figure out the many different ways to get to restoring your driver's license. We have a contract where we do elder law cases. These are cases referred to us from the AAA. They can be in a variety of areas. We also have our low-income taxpayer clinic. This is the place where when your client gets the letter from the IRS that says they're taking their refund, they're holding it up, something's going on, they're being audited, those are all items that we may be able to help you with in the income tax clinic. We don't file taxes, but we do work with a VITA clinic here in York to do that. The next two slides just give you some information about our clientele, the types of cases we're doing. These are specific to York County. We also have some special projects. One of the ones that we have going here in York County is what we call our VOCA attorney. She is an attorney that handles protection from abuse and elder abuse cases. So you might wonder, like, what is an elder abuse case? Well, often what we see is it's somebody who gave a power of attorney, and now the power of attorney is spending the older person's funds for themselves. That we can get involved in. It may be the roofing guy walking around, knocking on the older person's door saying, hey, I'm in the area, can I get you a new roof? And then charges them double for the new roof. As I mentioned, we have community education. We are involved in the health fairs around here. We do education seminars. If you are part of an agency and you want us to come out and talk to your clients about specific topics, we're open to that and willing to come. We also have a variety of pamphlets, and we do provide those. They're on our website, and we have them in our office. As we've mentioned, we work with the York County Bar, and we do have volunteer attorneys who take on our cases. These would be oftentimes people who would not get representation because we don't have enough services, but we have community attorneys who are coming out and helping to represent. We also, with the bar, do expungement clinics, and I mentioned we have a driver's license clinic coming up. Expungement clinics are typically in the spring, so if you have a client who's looking to, fix their criminal issues, let us know. You can access our services by coming to our office or by calling. Our hours are 8:30 to 3:30 for walk-ins, 8:30 to 4:30 for calls. I have included all the contact information, not just for York, but for all the other offices, so that if you are dealing with somebody and you need to go to a different one. We also have a website, Facebook pages, and often you can find answers to questions regarding what can we do on our website. Thank you.